welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, the operators of the Integrated Customs Management System, ICOMS at the ports, and indeed the latest kid on the block, that is Meridian Port Services, MPS. The show is streaming live on our social media handles. On Facebook, you are watching us live at Port, that's Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are streaming live also at Port of Tema. Port of Tema. On YouTube, we are streaming live at Port Ghana. Port Ghana. Indeed, our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. If you want to have a grasp of all that's transpired in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to see all that happened here on the show tonight. Indeed, along the line, we shall be getting interactive with you. You know that's what we do always here on the show. And so you can send us your comments and messages ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0559-019-177. 0559-019-177. When I pick signals from our producers at the appropriate time, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion this evening. My name is Kennedy Mona. Please do stay. We're back right after this break.
Every now and again, Goyle makes good things happen. This time, Goyle has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goyle has that sorted. Goyle, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima.
Tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they'll make sure they'll cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, so in the course of the week, some 120 plus drivers and customers of Goil had the opportunity to be rewarded with some fantastic souvenirs, and that was in a promotion organized by the company at East Doenya service station. Let's take a look at this particular story.
More than 120 different drivers have been awarded in a Goil promotion at the Doenya station for their continued loyalty to the Goil brand. They received television sets, refrigerators, gas cookers, pressing irons, and standing fans, among other electronic appliances and souvenirs. The various beneficiaries qualified for the promotion as a result of continued patronage of Goil products over the course of the first quarter of 2022.
We have drivers coming to fill forms, telling us showing what they're buying. Then at the end of the period, we present them with awards. So it depends on how much you're buying. Then at the end of it, we tally all. Then we give out our awards.
The Tema zonal manager of Goil, Rita Ado, reassured customers of Goil of continued delivery of quality services and products.
We are thanking them and telling them that the next one is starting again just after Easter for the second quarter. This was for the first quarter. So the second quarter will also start just after Easter. Then at the end of June, we're going to reward them again. This is to thank them and to let others also know the good things we're doing here. We've put additives into the products for better performance of our engines. So we can assure them that when they buy Goil products, they will not go wrong. We also have good lubricants that they also should buy for their vehicles. So this is what we are telling them, that as they've known us from sitting, they should still continue to be with us.
The beneficiaries of the using Goil products.
When I started working with Goil, I see a difference in my life and in my vehicles and everything. I realize it's helping me. So I'm supposed to patronize Goil products.
None of the cars are complaining that, oh, when you go to the road, these are the challenges we are having. No. So, well, I advise everybody, go.
What's happening in the break?
A&L, a subsidiary of French container and logistics shipping giant CMA CGM Group, has completed a first biofuel trial on a containerized shipping vessel within Oceania. The trial, undertaken on A&L's AAX1 service, was a 42-day rotation, commencing in Brisbane, traveling via Southeast Asia and then on to key Australian ports. Australian retailer Woolworths Group has been a key partner in this biofuel trial, looking to invest in new opportunities to lower supply chain emissions across the board. The trial voyage used a B20 biofuel blend with feedstock supplied by Queensland-based Ecotech, while BP Marine and Port of Brisbane played a pivotal role in supplying and bunkering the blended fuel. Portugal-based European Maritime Safety Agency, together with Germany's Federal Maritime and Hydrographic Agency, is conducting a large-scale emissions monitoring campaign using remotely piloted aircraft, scheduled to begin later this month. Over a 3-month period, a specially equipped drone will measure the sulfur content in the exhaust plumes of ships transiting the Baltic Sea in order to be able to detect violations of the applicable limits. At the same time, image data will also be collected for hydrographic surveying purposes. The remotely piloted aircraft will take off from the German Armed Forces Staberhoek site on the east coast of Fehmarn and fly over selected operating in the Fehmarn Belt and the Kadetrenden in order to
Those were some stories in the global shipping and port industry. We're now going to zoom into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're talking port efficiency and the role of the haulage sector. Now, if you are familiar with the terrain of the port of Tema or the Tema enclave, you would realize that when you enter into the Tema and around the port enclave in particular, you would have noticed the parking of long trucks, long vehicles, haulage trucks all over the place. Sometimes you are some of the people that even ask why they park at particular places, unapproved places, unprescribed parking places, and all that. And so tonight we're just trying to take a look at the efficiency. What can they do? What are they doing to ensure that operations in the port are as efficient as possible? They have a lot of things to do, and we have one particular company, that's JAP2. That's an association that is in charge of all these haulage trucks and the drivers. And so I want to find out from them what they are doing together with their members to ensure that operations in the port is seamless, it's efficient, and quite effective. And so I'm privileged this evening to introduce to you Mr. Ibrahim Musa, who is Executive Secretary of JAP2. And JAP2, by the way, is a joint association of port transport unions, Ghana. Yes. JAP2 Ghana. Exactly. And we also have in the studios that's a vice chairman of JAP2, Alhaji Shamsu Babayaro. Yes, good to have you here in the studios, Alhaji. Is this your first time?
Yeah, this is my first time.
Fantastic. Good to have you. We are grateful to the two of you gentlemen for obliging us, even, as you are fasting. I know it's Ramadan time, and there's a lot of pressure.
Yes, and
but if you oblige us, so we're excited and happy to have you in the studios.
It is opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I know that one thing that a lot of people complain, a lot of people who pay visits to the port city of Tema, usually is the site of long vehicles, long trucks that park, sometimes on the shoulders of the road, at unapproved, unprescribed places and all that. And they wonder why this is so. And a lot of people who have insights into operations in the port and, the enclave also are aware that efforts are being made by port authorities and all that and others to ensure that these vehicles, they're not to ensure port efficiency, like I said in my intro. And going forward, what you'll be doing to ensure that this is, further improved and enhanced. But first of all, I want you to tell us some of the things that led to the
Yes, JAP2 Ghana is the umbrella body of all transport unions operating from the ports of Ghana. Yes, the vision to establish JAP2 Ghana is actually the brainchild of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. You can't say anything about JAP2 Ghana without paying real tribute to the leadership of the GPHA, especially with the market. As an umbrella body, a conduit through which there can be formal and constructive engagement with the port authorities and other relevant duty bearers in the maritime and ship clarity of vision. I don't think we can have JAP2. And today, as transporters, we are all very we came along with her in putting together JAP2. Because as a result, to be very I protect the welfare of our members. What GPHA has succeeded in doing with JAP2 Ghana can be likened to what accomplished with the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council. So I think even at the ministry and how we have structure that able cargo haulage sector in this country is characterized by several individual, small, and most times not so well organized unions, and a lot of individuals who don't even see the reason to belong to a union.
Right.
So to have a well-structured entity such as JAP2 Ghana that is able to connect between us and all relevant duty bearers in the industry offers a very to be able to around space within which to now organize all transporters to ensure that far we haven't done badly, even though we cannot be the best evaluators of our performance. But from where we sit, I want to say that we have done quite well and we want to do better.
All right, Mama, when we call her, that's Madam Esther Jebidonko. You know, as you mentioned, she's somebody who at whose feet we learn every day.
Exactly.
You know, the marketing and corporate affairs department. So I'm not surprised about, you know, the things you are saying
the
about
leadership is simply impeccable.
Right.
You know, at the inception of this JAP2 reform process, we expression we will say resistance when she was able to get all of us to rally around that agenda. Today we are happier and we see ourselves to be more efficient. So for us, we think that JAP2 is one of the legacies we to ensure that we do at the sea end of the what call a trip. You would need overland transporters, the cargo haulers, to be able to carry the cargo efficiently in the to be able to an entity like the port, you need to be organized.
Absolutely.
You need to be coordinated, and you need to understand how other systems in the ecosystem operate to be able to connect properly and to ensure that whatever you are doing is in sync with what others are doing collectively to ensure that our port remains competitive, because ultimately we are beneficiaries of the huge investment that the port makes in expansion, in modernizing, in the attraction of cargo. Ultimately, you buy your truck, but you don't bring in the cargo. You would need the port system to operate efficiently to attract the cargo.
Absolutely.
So whatever we do, the least we can do is to ensure that it is adding to the strength and the attractiveness of our port. And that is something that we are very mindful of.
Great. Thank you very much indeed. Among other names, no, Madam,
where that to be week training.
Yes.
The port operates, and I think these are things that we as a transport sector are beginning to package and disseminate down our structure for members to understand that much as we are operating as individual transporters, running our various companies, we are a critical part of this bigger picture, and we need to play our role well to fit well to ensure that this system works efficiently.
Absolutely. Great. So let me come to you, Alaji Baba Yaro, and find out from you. What are some of the, when, in the first place, when did you start? How long have you been operating as an association?
Wow.
You are vice chairman of JAPT.
Yes. Thank you very much for inviting me also here. I also want to use this opportunity to say to my Muslim brothers and sisters,
to wish them a happy
Ramadan. And to my Christian brothers and sisters too, the same happy Easter.
Yes.
Well, JAPT Ghana started more than 18 to 20 years ago.
Wow.
But it was moving at the wrong direction. We're using 6 years ago when the port saw that but because it's like we don't understand our values to the port, so we just mess around, no any administration, no respect to what we are doing. So the port decided that since we are also part of the stakeholders
in the industry,
they decided that we have to start organizing ourselves to be also ranging to the statutes of
the port. Yeah.
So GM of
marketing, like
you said.
Yes.
They can call us when there are more than 10 associations, different in number in the port. So that is where confusion started. We started creating confusions. Nobody want to understand anything, not knowing that this that they want to do is going to bring progress to our work.
Yeah.
So they manage, and then that after she came. Their executives sensitized us on what they wanted to do, the vision they have about us. So they ask us to sit down and reason very well, so that it is. So that is where we start with listening to although right now it is the end. came with structures, and then he has been able to understand the movement of drivers when temperatures are high. He can translate the vision of the port.
Reveal. Okay.
Yeah, so he came, and then we started. The chairman as Haulage, the Gombo boy. Yeah. And then we started understanding ourselves.
Right.
So that is how we started. And about 2 years ago, we saw that we are on the right respect. We are that active. That's executive, which are two people there.
Haulage trucks yourself.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have.
But it's by virtue of that you are vice chairman.
Yes, I have plenty. I have a fleet of them.
Okay.
My own personal.
I hope they are not rickety. I hope they are sound and solid.
Very sound.
And
solid
and roadworthy.
They are roadworthy.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let me come to you and so I find out. Can you give us a fair idea of what the haulage sector now looks like?
Is to deploy a system that allows us to collect adequate data that helps for our analysis and planning, and then to have what of the service of cargo. We offer competent, cost-effective haulage services, ensuring that cargo that is meant to be moved from the port is moved in a timely manner, in a safe manner, in a manner that does not impose unnecessary financial burden on the shippers. By doing this, we also believe that we help in decongestion of the port. Part of the systems we have deployed is to ensure that trucks that belong to JAP2 are in good condition. This is why we see the introduction of the port load truck load weighing. We are mobilizing and encouraging all our members to be for all the standard to go through a system that allows them to be able to do the necessary repair maintenance to ensure that at all times our trucks have the assured that organize the community, because now we give the cargo tracking sector shape and identity, so we are able to be engaged if the port has some policies or breakdown always to ensure that rules on reading local languages audio form.
Like 2180, what is that?
That is the road safety regulations. Yes, because we think that in this day and age, it is just not right for a driver to be road. Legal document is in English.
Yeah.
And we want to translate that into some leading local languages audio in formats that can be on their phones, that at their spare time they can play. Sometimes people know that now people I think so. We are also in the process of deploying an app that even allows shippers to be able to hire trucks.
Japt is going to do that?
Yes,
wow.
Remotely. Yes, and we think these are part of the modernization effort that we are also doing. All of this is to add some value, no matter how small, into the port operations. Not to talk of the employment opportunities that we offer. Yes, this is one sector that offers significant employment opportunities in the informal sector of our economy. You realize that a good number of our members, drivers and drivers' mates and assistants are not fully educated, even though we have quite a few, but a vast majority of us do not have adequate formal education. And this is one sector that offers employment to these people. And if you look at how much cargo we are able to haul from the ports to the hinterlands, to our landlocked countries, then you will get to understand that, look, as a sector, we are the backbone of this economy, because we believe that it is on our back that with this JAP2 arrangement, we now have the opportunity to pull together our resources. So we are from we receive have plans of even deploying trucks to other places. We are mindful of the need for trucks in the port community, and we ensure that there is adequate trucks there to go. We believe what would be a game changer is when we eventually deploy this app for shippers to be able to engage our trucks directly, dealing on the app, because the operations of the agents has become a factor that we think we can do without, because sometimes the unnecessary cost carefully would make shippers get the right value for money, and to see our port as the preferred choice in the sub-region. So these are some of the things that we're trying to do.
Do you have an idea as to your fleet strength?
Say again. Yes,
your fleet strength.
Yes.
As you control a lot of trucks.
As of about 3 years, when some form of a census was conducted, we were in excess of 3,500
trucks. Okay.
3,500.
When was that?
That's about 3 years ago.
So
yes.
2018.
Yes, Yes, that's around 20. I think it was 2017 rather.
2017, okay.
Yes, and
close to
we
5 years
believe
ago.
that the fleets are growing because certain people I know who had one are today counting 5.
Right.
So by that anecdote, I'm sure we are growing, and there are other people who hitherto were not part of JAP2 who are now applying to join and all of that, and we think that we can only grow. But what we are also trying to also do is to strengthen our internal regulatory mechanisms for the trucks. Much as we have the truck load worthy exercise, we also want to have discussions with relevant stakeholders to allow road checks. The process of actually analyzing that, but it's are all in place to go. All of these things are attempting to mimic excellent systems elsewhere to see the extent to which we can adopt and adapt and deploy these systems in a manner that adds value. Because at the bottom of whatever we do, if it doesn't add value to the port operations, we don't think we are doing anything useful.
Right. All right, Elijah, I'll be coming to you, and I would want to find out from you. I found now is most of the trucks no. What
I think beat them. To the port to look, and also sometimes you see a picture on a platform or and somewhere so you are moving around, that time. So at the areas that the road are neat, when you watch, you never see a vehicle that has a problem.
Rickety.
Yeah, but at a faulty road area where the situation of the road is too bad, that is where at least it's a must that something can happen. And sometimes the axle load, I mean, the way schedule they did, that we shouldn't take the above.
Sure.
But
above the limit.
Problem, and we are finding solution to deal with them, so that we are even giving them a sticker to qualify you. You will see JAP2 sticker on your vehicle. When you see that vehicle, you can never see a rickety vehicle having that sticker. That means we do not qualify you. What they are putting on in the port, we have got about 3 safety officers who are working under even the operations of the port operate director is
governor of the GM.
Yeah. And officers. Sometimes the container hooks, then the container belt. At least the container should be situated well on the vehicle. Our inspector in the port will see to it that it is very, very safe. Although we didn't come to the range that we want, but hopefully, inshallah, with the grace of our stakeholders like you, establishing our misbehaviors on road when we see it, it pains us. So we try to desist ourselves from doing that.
Right.
So we didn't.
And
yes, 9 of them being local, that's Ghanaian, and 3 from our landlocked partners, namely Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Yes, these are all under the JAP2 umbrella, but externally we have our leading stakeholder, that's the GPHA. We also have the Shippers Authority, we have Customs, we have the MTTD of the Ghana Police Service, and then these are all, and then the Road Safety Authority. These are all the language. And I would say, so with the there is no single port policy that takes off without some consultation or input from us. And this is something we appreciate very much. We are also receiving sensitization on various aspects of the port operations from time to time. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a sensitization program. The port appeared with the Shippers Authority. They have various committees that we are part of, especially virtually it's a very high platform where critical sector policies in the haulage industry are discussed, and we are well represented there. With Customs, the relationship is also good, even though we wish it can be improved. Yes, they offer us sensitization, especially recently with respect to the ZIGMAT, the sub-regional, is it continental customs procedures or whatever that is being introduced. Yes, we were sensitized on the requirement. Except that, away from the regional capital, we have a few issues, particularly with customs when it comes to how they interpret the transit regulations for cargo. Our understanding is that when a transit cargo breaks down, an officer, and all of this is supposed to be done without a fee. But in practice, some custom, and I have to say some, a few customers like charge from the just are supposed to exit.
Is this a legitimate charge or fee?
It is not legitimate because the rule says that the inspection and all of that is supposed to be free of charge. But sometimes, as a result of some logistical constraint, maybe the officer that has to move from their station. For some, I have to emphasize, for a few of them to demand this as though it is a legitimate charge. This is where we also want to.
You mentioned 1,000. Do they all charge 1,000 for this particular service?
500 and 1,000.
Okay.
I had an unpleasant conversation with an officer in Kumasi who was, bold enough to. I asked him, so how do you credit you're demanding for? He says, work money. To comment
right.
See every opportunity as a way of extorting something from transporters, and we think this is a part of the relationship with customs that we can work on, because these are things that do not affect, do not what we call it, where that countries that ourselves in a manner that promotes trade, that facilitates trade. Officers who are on government payroll, who are being paid by the taxpayers' money, should not form this unpleasant habit of extorting monies from what? Shippers, from transporters. Because at the very top, once, look, you call Mr. Ofori, whether he's busy or not, or you send him a text message, within a short period, this door policy we would be in a very situation. If zero back. And road we take undue advantage of providing security to rather extort monies. You have a uniformed officer who will disrespect his uniform by demanding fines. And we think that these are things that the police can do without. Yes, if there is a genuine infraction, the law must be enforced. We shouldn't use that as an opportunity to enrich ourselves. We need to build our country together, and all of us have a role to play.
Right.
They would also because at the end of the day, if the port is investing in expanding the port, in modernizing the port, in marketing and promoting the port, and then shippers bring their cargo in, only for the overland leg of the shipping process to be frustrated by a junior officer. There was this horrible experience somewhere last year where a junior officer lined up a number of transit truck drivers and flogged them.
Wow.
Flogged them. Flogged them. This was a case that, once again, I can't go on without mentioning Antesta. He had to come in forcefully. It happened on a Friday evening, but by he made sure that was meted out to the police. But we think that we should cost commend if they don't already have it in the police training curriculum, is the introduction of a trade facilitation course across the entire hierarchy of the police, so that when a police officer is deployed to go to the road, they understand the impact of what they are doing on trade facilitation, because the competition is getting keen. We have the Africa Continental Free Trade already with us. And when it comes fully functional, you can imagine the competition that would exist. And these are things that we can do without. You understand me? So these are some of the areas. But by and large, we think that now we are enjoying, a lot of visibility, a lot of access to policy processes. Because when the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, before it was made operational, we had boosting intra-Africa trade, the BIAT committees. Yes, we were part of the Trade Facilitation Committee, and that is a very high-powered committee.
Absolutely.
If not for what GPHA had done with our structure as JAP2, I don't think we can be recognized or identified to even participate in these processes. And these are things we keep telling to ensure the manner that adds value to what they do.
Absolutely.
I think
challenges, when applying the Tema a truck owner, you own fleets of trucks.
Officer, they will call our office. Then we also call the Ghana Shippers Authority. Then they will intervene, find out what is the situation, they help. Sometimes we get the government that in his office, we can give him about 5 calls, 6 calls a day of this misconduct of some junior officers who doesn't know that trade here in Ghana right now, we are trying to facilitate it. When a cargo is moving with a transit goods, they are supposed to help to see that he goes well. But a junior officer can hold a truck for about an hour
sure.
or two, just demanding for unnecessary, for no fault of his, the driver. So we have been facing that every day, and our drivers are complaining. And we even want, so there was a time we went on a spy vision. We were with them and we see the conduct of the police. We made some recordings, but later there's no way you can take them. So that situation is still the problem. I think Executive Secretary was saying that some of the police, the junior officers, are supposed to go some courses to understand the trade facilitation project on the route.
Right.
So that when they see any transit vehicle moving, there are some contingencies they are supposed to give, not to give him troubles and then force him to stand. Even before we enter here, someone sent a picture of a fire extinguisher that the police check his vehicle and there's no problem. Then he asked him to produce his fire extinguisher. He produced it. The picture is in my phone now. Then the police officer says it's too small. And the size of it is very big. But the police officer says no. So just this simple thing, we have to consult the police officer, beg him, say certain things. Even the way he conducts himself is too bad, because he mentioned that we should send some money on the mobile money for him. Then we mentioned his speed that we are going to report him before he releases the vehicle. So this thing, you have to help us find a way that these people will understand so that we deal with it.
All right, so this is our report here on Metropolitan Television, and tonight we are discussing port efficiency and the role of the haulage sector. And with me in the studio of Jatu and indeed Mr. Haji Samshu Baba Absolutely.
Yes.
A higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. XP95 is designed to burn slowly, and that improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Go Super XP Ron 95. Give an
our taxes.
We wouldn't have good roads. It doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water, or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance with their insurance.
Tema processes and its merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, so you're welcome back. We will be activating the phone lines. In fact, I've been told to activate the phone lines right now for you to call in. The number to dial is 020-552-8353, 020-552-8353. And I'll go into the inbox right now. This one says, my name is Frank from Laboni. I want to know what I stand to gain or to benefit as a transporter if I join JAP2.
Part of a bigger organization. There are issues of advocacy that are standing for yourself by the bigger policies and the interests of the union. In any case, if you are part, you have own sourcing methods that cost you money. That is something you can save when you join JAP2 because we have a system that is able to mobilize the crowd. Again, just reach out to us, and I'm sure you would not regret being a member of JAP2.
All right, this one says, hello, I'm Larry. Can you please touch on the Zigmat you mentioned? What is it about?
Wow, this is a question that I think customs will be the best to answer, but to the best of my understanding, it's an integrated regional customs documentation process. It's supposed to make custom documentation seamless, such that the declaration is done at one end and it is seen across to the exit point.
Right.
It's a very efficient system, and I'm sure once it's deployed, the industry would benefit greatly from it.
All right. Thumbs up to the various transport unions for coming together. My humble suggestion is for them to make training and workshops for members a key pillar of the association. In addition to the trainings on technical issues, they should also add customer service to the training. Please, can I get Ibrahim's contact? This one's from Joseph Oliver Boas. All right. Behind the scenes, my producers will get in touch with you, Joe, and furnish you with Ibrahim's contact. Or better still, we can hand over your contact to him so that he would in turn also contact you. All right, so like I said, the phone lines are activated. The number to dial is 020-552-8353, 020-552-8353. You can call in and contribute to the discussion. And we are discussing part of the from company to company for all hauliers.
For JAP2, we try as much as possible to establish the ceiling. So other members, you know, the issues of crisis. Price build up 55 years. Then mindful of the rates that are being charged in other ports that we are competing with. We had some consultation with our stakeholders, and then very soon we will adjust it, even though it may not be up to the 15%. But
All right.
then we are sensitive to the market.
Yes, you are sensitive to the market. We'll come
Yes,
to that.
sir.
But hold on, let's pick a call and then continue. Hello, good evening, sir. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay, I just came into the middle of the discussion. I mean, if I may say, reorient ourselves. And I'll touch on the secretary's issue that he mentioned concerning police personnel extorting money from at the and
yeah.
The copies of these and we will pray that this program will continue so that
Much popularity, it could become a disincentive for shippers utilizing our ports. Yes, that's why we haven't been quick in taking the 15% and applying it across board. And we are engaging. We have actually finished our stakeholder engagement, and we sure by 1st of May, and that up to the 50. Yes. These are all some of the things that we do, and then the union has in place systems to check arbitrariness, to check infractions, because we need to operate as a unified entity. And we do our assessment to understand what will make our operations viable and what will not, and whatever rate we are coming out, we believe will still make us competitive enough.
All right, so let me come to you, Alhaj, and find out from you as an association. Definitely, you have challenges, and I know some of your membership. What are some that they do?
Rabbit Golden Jubilee. Their ticket.
Their ticket, okay.
For 5 cities. And my point is it compulsory? I will decide which union to for you.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel from Smith Road. I think Mr. Musa will take your
First and foremost, unions are run with resources, and there has to be an opportunity for the union to also raise the required resource to run and feed by the port. He says belong to the umbrella body of all the transport unions in the port. I remember very well in our stakeholders sensitization last 2 years. The policy was stated clearly by the General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs that any transporter or anybody who operates a transport union must belong to JAP2. So once you work in the port community, you, as a matter of course, belong to JAP2 through any of the other affiliate associations. And the 5 cities we take is a token to also help us. For example, this app that we are developing, other trainings that we are putting together. For example, we are working with relevant stakeholders to have an ultra-modern training center. Have you ever wondered how people eventually become professional truck drivers? How many of such training centers do you have? We need to have a center like that that offers the right kind of training. And these are huge investments that you require, and you need the necessary resources to be able to do that.
Right. Okay, so let's go on to the phone lines and welcome Edward onto the show. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, please flow.
Yeah, I also join in the contribution from the past. To be sure of what haulage they are hauling across the country. Especially most of these haulages go to the north, up north.
Yeah.
And most of the time we have had or got news media coming out with police having arrested a cargo loaded with Ghana contractors. Must be some, but sometimes they use these excuses, and so therefore the police shouldn't check them at all. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
In some of the cases, it is true the lane of where the police must be trained also to understand how the movement of the cargo is, so they will know how to listen. But it appears that because of corruption of the police, so they should go without them being checked completely. I mean, can that also be fair?
All right.
Anyway, that's my contribution.
Thank you very much, sir. Edward from the Eastern Region, Koforidua, that's the Eastern Regional Capital. But his point is that, it's not all the police officers that are, I mean, there are few bad nuts, but you gave clear examples. So it's clear to that. It's not.
It's like the we will always feel admit the emphasis and we think that if I'm sure
fractions. That's one of the main fractions. Organized. So,
when a driver drank whilst driving. And
drunk driving, okay.
Yeah, we don't even allow him to drive again. We punish him by seizing his driving license. And we have got even in my office pictures of drivers. We give them part of the welfare, then we find some money for them as a job money. But we don't allow them to drive. Some for the period of 3 months.
Why would you do that? Is it because of
you see
habits that they can't correct or something?
No, they are making our business unattractive.
Okay.
How will somebody be driving this big truck?
I'm so much interested in that. Let me go and pick a caller at Please go ahead. Good evening, sir.
My name is Yusuf.
Yes.
Yeah, excuse me, and I'm enjoying the program.
Thank you.
But I just want to make a contribution towards what Mr. Musa or Alhaji Musa has just said. You see,
yes.
Even though with the issues of the police, yes, we all know how the police do it. Not all of them, but some. But specifically, police from there are police from these two regions, the Puno region. Yes, police who operate from Kintampo coming all the way to Pechimai. Frankly speaking, everybody is aware of this the issue that is happening between the road from Pechimai and Kintampo. Yes, there was a year, but even they have to, and excuse me to say, they will have their prosecutor and they have their judge, who within 4 to 5 hours, they can just the police will be sent to the court. You don't even have anything to explain. We had all this, and some of our police drivers have been falling victim into those areas. By coming to the toll issue, yes, we know how the I'm a driver at the port, and we know how the union is operating. But there are certain things that at times the union have to stand up for, to list up for a specific thing. You know what that is in favor of the drivers. When you make a mistake and your appointment is not valid, then you have to pay for it. Today, as we are talking, the toll is almost 30 Ghana cedis because it's beyond 25 now.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Yusuf, from Shaima.
Immediately arrested to to continue the journey. And we have been pasting stickers of Jepto Ghana on our vehicles so that in case of careless driving or misconduct, anybody at all who sees it can just call our office, then give us he's very, very we don't allow that. We ourselves, we don't allow that. Yeah, these are part of things that we
sanctions, infractions and sanctions.
Yes.
Accompanying sanctions. Okay.
I think.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
When you hello.
Yes.
Yes. When you make
your line is your line is breaking. Yeah.
Yeah. When you make a ton of realize this. Because what I know is that the license number is the authentic one. That is like an insurance one that the police will determine and see that your license is authentic or
Grateful, yes.
I think it is unlike for insurance stickers,
yes,
where you just scan the barcode,
yeah,
you are able to authenticate.
Whether it is authentic
Sometimes
or not, yeah.
the drivers prefer to show their photocopy and not interested
in the photocopied version.
Photocopying to authenticate the what we call the legitimacy or validity of that license, but using that sometimes as a ploy to just extort from them. These are some of the concerns, and I'm sure the police administration probably is also working to resolve some of these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we have barely 2 minutes to go. I just wanted to tell me, going forward, what your role would be, particularly with this issue of haphazard parking of trucks within the port enclave, which causes a lot of problems.
Yes.
What are you doing as an association to ensure that the right thing is done, so that we cure this anomaly?
We have started conversations with the National Road Safety Authority, and also we are trying to, get them to also escalate the conversation to the assemblies, because by law the assemblies are supposed to provide for a parking space. The GPHA has done its bit in providing us what we going to do. For the space at Wenko Yard, that is big, and we are encouraging them to go in. We have a few issues with the management of the facility and the state of the area, but the general manager in charge of estate is to take some of those actions that will make the place more attractive to receive our trucks.
All right.
So moving forward, we just want to assure the shipping community that we are continuously reviewing our operations, and we are working to ensure that our operation systems and all those things become very efficient and support the shipping industry with the kind of services that they require from
All right, just in 30 seconds, ACVL, they are rolling out this truck identification and inspection.
Yeah.
How are you helping them?
Yes, we are actually sensitizing our members to come on board. We have given them space at the secretariat to do the registration.
Right.
And then from time to time, we even take on the registration ourselves when their officers are not available. And we want to encourage all our members to participate in this process, because it is going to help us help the patient.
Authority, Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, and Meridian Port Services. The show is powered by the show is aired on Ghana Television every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Make it a date and watch that one. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of Iron Port here on Metro TV. Wish you a super week and indeed a happy Easter.